So I'm selling one of my rental properties, and quite honestly, it's not something that I thought that I would do. I'm a buy and hold investor, and I kind of assumed that every property I bought in Bryan College Station, I would just keep for forever. And quite frankly, the reason I'm selling is not something that's often brought up in podcasts or any of the books or YouTube channels that I've been following. So I thought maybe I'd share it with you of why I'm selling, and maybe it would relate to you, your portfolio, and your life. So stay tuned, because today we're going to talk about selling real estate. Of course, we're covering all of that and more on your favorite channel, Investing in Bryan College Station. It's my goal to help you grow your wealth through real estate in my favorite towns of Bryan College Station, even if that means selling real estate. Obviously, selling real estate is not uncommon. I'm not the first person to think about selling real estate, but it's less common for a buy and hold investor to sell real estate. In fact, there are three primary reasons why a buy and hold investor will usually sell. The number one and most common one is to upgrade, to do a 1031 exchange, to sell an underperforming asset for one that will have a better ROI. This can also be done through what they call the stack method, made famous by Brandon Turner, basically where you sell a single family house to buy a duplex, sell a duplex to buy a fourplex, sell a fourplex to buy a small apartment building. You get the idea. The second most common reason that I see is seasoned investors looking to cash out. They are now in the retirement phase. They are selling the real estate and enjoying, the fruits of their labor. And I hope to be there in about 20 years. The third reason that people sell is to get out, to diversify out. Maybe they have more real estate than they want, or maybe they don't want any real estate at all. They realize this is not an investment game they want to be in. So they sell the real estate in order to buy into the S&P 500, to buy into bonds, to buy crypto. I don't know, whatever else people invest in. I only invest in real estate, so I don't know too much about that stuff. But those are the three most common reasons why buy and hold investors would sell real estate. But that's not why I'm selling. You see, my wife and I sat down and we looked at our financial picture from a 30,000 foot view, looked both at our current financial picture and our projected future financial picture. And based on the portfolio we built, I am over-indexed on the future, meaning that my future self has got a really good lifestyle based on the portfolio we have now, the appreciation of the portfolio, the principal paid on the portfolio, the rental income that'll be coming in. I am going to be hooked up with more money than I think I need, like 3 to 5 times more money than I think I'll need in retirement. But when I look at today, Greg, who is a conservative, financially speaking, I'm conservative. I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey. In fact, I started off with his baby steps, and his third baby step is to build an emergency fund that has the equivalent money in there of 3 to 6 months worth of spending. So if you spend $5,000 a month, kind of in your average spending, then you should have $15,000 to $30,000 in that emergency account. And we are a lot closer to the 3-month side of that account, which was fine when I was in the Marine Corps and I had a steady paycheck, guaranteed every 2 weeks. But now I run my own company, right? I have irregular income. We're also in 2025, where economists are saying that we are due for a recession. And lastly, I've got a growing family. So I think that right now, today, Greg should probably beef up his emergency fund. So we are going to sell off a house in order to take from tomorrow, Greg, give to today, Greg, and beef up our emergency fund for a stronger financial foundation so that we can then continue to grow the portfolio. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you're looking at your checking account right now going, hey, I really don't have any emergency fund, but I've got 5 or 6 properties because I've been grinding. I'm putting every dime towards my real estate holdings. Maybe you should consider, selling in order to have a stronger financial position. Maybe you're having the same realization, so I hope that helps you there. The next thing you're going to need to ask yourself is, which property do you sell? And that's what we did. We sat down again. This is my wife, and she was instrumental in this part specifically because her perspective was great. I'm always very forward thinking. I'm looking at our properties and going, which property would I least want to own for the next 20 to 50 years? And I do that whenever I buy real estate. I recommend you do the same. It's a great way to look at it as a buy and hold investor. Which property is going to be the ideal property 20 years from now? That being said, my wife pointed out that we also need to look at how much potential is left in the properties today. Meaning, could we upgrade a kitchen to increase the value or increase rents? Could we increase rents? Could we upgrade the exterior to increase the value, increase the curb appeal? And as we were looking at our portfolio, there's one house that we've pretty much done all of that to. Our little house on Kim Street, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage, corner lot, and we have replaced flooring, completely redid the kitchen, counters, cabinets, appliances, interior doors, exterior doors, garage doors, painted the exterior, light fixtures, vanity. We have pretty much tapped out this house. It's very, very cute. We've done everything that I think you should do to it based on its location, the neighborhood, and we have amazing tenants paying maximum rents. So I can't get better tenants, I can't get better rents, and I really can't improve the property to increase its value without adding an addition or something crazy. So Kim Street, we have decided we are going to sell, and we're going to tap into all of that value that we created, because there's not much else that we could do to it. We're going to take that money, we're going to beef up our emergency fund, and then we will continue to grow the portfolio. So this is more of a strengthening of our foundation in order to build a larger building, is how I think of it. So we had a strong foundation, we're going to now have a freaking rock solid foundation, and we are going to continue to buy real estate and grow the portfolio, knowing that if something happens today, we have the cash to take care of any situations. Hopefully this helps you out. If so, now's a great time to like and subscribe to the channel, but don't leave quite yet, because I have bonus content. You see, every single video I like to answer a client's question, and I had a client who asked me this pretty recently, and they said, hey Greg, I was talking to a property management company in town, and they're claiming 98% or better occupancy. Is that even possible in Bryan College Station in today's market? And the answer is, yep. So I worked at a property management company for 3.5 years, and our goal was to maintain 99% occupancy or better. And every time we did, we got breakfast on Fridays. And I ate breakfast on Friday almost every single day that I was there, paid for by the company. Breakfast tacos, usually, they were delicious. The point being is, yes, you can maintain a very high occupancy rate, a very low vacancy rate here in Bryan College Station. The trick to it is twofold. In my opinion, the best thing you can do is pre-lease, meaning that your lease will have the verbiage in there that your tenants owe you a renewal notice 4 months before the lease expires, which gives you 4 months to find suitable replacement tenants, minimizing vacancies. The other thing that you can do is have a really good broken lease procedure. You see, a lot of times that you will face a large vacancy is when someone skips on you. They skip on you, you don't realize it for a month or two, you go in there, the place is trashed, you gotta get fixed up, then you gotta find tenants, and now you're looking at a 3 to 5 month vacancy. Instead, have a really good broken lease procedure, communicate that with your tenants. Now they will break the lease, meaning they will leave the property, continue to pay rent until you find a replacement tenant, which ultimately erases any vacancy. If you do those two things, I think that is no problem to average a 97, 98 or better percent occupancy as a long-term rental here in Bryan College Station. Again, guys, I hope this brings you value. Again, hit the subscribe button. If you want to contact me directly, of course, all my contact information is in the description below. Here at the Schwartz Realty Group, we help investors buy and sell real estate. We'd love to help you as well. And I will drop a new video every single week. So my only ask is, until then, you take it easy.